Hey everyone, my name is Whitney Lloyd, and I have a few of my friends here today with me, and we just want to share our hearts with you all. We have an amazing community that we're a part of, and God has just opened the doors for us to meet each other, and we really believe that we are living and thriving, and we want everyone we know just to be able to get a peek into what we do and just to be able to hear our hearts. So today we are going to each share just where we are in life. We come from all different walks of life, different ages, different seasons, but we are all loving this journey that God has us on. So we're excited for you to hear.
Thank you, Whitney. I really want to start out with your story, if that's okay. I'd love for our listeners to hear a little bit about your health journey first.
Sure. So our family, I am a mom of 4 children, ages 8, 6, 4, and 2. And about 4 years ago, we found ourselves very susceptible to illness, to sickness. It seemed like whatever was circulating in our community, we were going to get, and then we would just pass it around. So I was overwhelmed and frustrated. And I am so thankful I had actually 3 different friends share with me this simple gift of concentrated fruits and vegetables. And we've always been a health-focused family, so it made sense to me. I knew that nutrition was super important. I knew that it was impossible for us to get 30 plus fruits and vegetables every single day. So I am so thankful because I had a little boy at that time. He was 2, and ever since he was a baby, he struggled with severe eczema, seasonal allergies, and every time he would get even a cold, he would be having asthma issues. So he was hooked to his nebulizer. Thankfully, we gave this a try, and honestly, within a month, my little Jackson's eczema was completely cleared up. So I know that there were gaps in his nutrition, and this was filling those gaps. Within a year, he was off all of his steroid treatments for his skin, but also for his breathing. And our family, our sickness just began to dissipate. And, now I have 4 children, so we are going well over like 18 months, or I can't even remember the last time we've had a sick visit. So a year ago, I've had friends and family that have just watched us get healthier. And of course, they wanted it for themselves. And I just knew in my heart, the Lord prompted me and said, Whitney, you need to step out, make yourself available to be a resource to your friends and your family, and to just be a messenger and share this simple solution that we all know we need. We need more fruits and vegetables, and make yourself available to share with them. So I did that. I stepped out. I wasn't sure what God had in store, what his plan was, but I did it. And it has been amazing to see the doors and the families that he has brought to me, and just to see all of the people that he has helped just by me making myself available. And I've loved it. So it has been an amazing 18-month journey of seeing not only me be able to help people, but now just bringing other friends into our community and helping them help people. So I love it. It's been a wonderful journey.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing. Let me ask you a couple of questions that I think some of our listeners will be interested in. You're obviously a very busy homeschool mom of 4 young children. Wow. You're very active in your church and your community. When do you find time, or how do you find time to share with others or work your business every day?
Yeah. So yes, you are correct in saying, I like to say my life is very full. So yes, I have 4 children, and my life is very full, but honestly, I like to look at it, it's more opportunities that I'm going to see people that have a need, and I have a solution for them. And so it really has just become, me and my heart deciding I'm going to be intentional with this, and I'm going to shift my mindset to, this is something that I really am passionate about, and I want to help people. And so practically speaking, I set aside time. I try to set aside a little bit of time in the afternoons and then sometimes in the evenings to where I'm able to connect with friends, connect with, customers that are coming in, people that want to join our community. So practically speaking, it does take being intentional and being just planning out your week and knowing when you're going to find pockets of time. But it really, to me, has just been a mindset of this is what our family loves and I'm going to be intentional to share it.
Thank you. That's good information. I am just amazed at how you as a young mom can fit it all in, but it sounds like it's clearly what God's called you to. Let me ask you the last question. What excites you most about having your friends join you on this mission of health?
Severin, I would say, initially I was just excited to help people get healthy, to help my friends get their kids healthy and not have to be sick. But over the last 18 months, I think, beyond just the initial let's get them healthy, what excites me the most is linking arms with people and helping them with their finances. Because initially I just wanted to get my family healthy, but now God has opened the doors for an amazing business opportunity. And I'm able to bring in a stable second income for our family so I can do what I feel like God's called me to do right now, and that's to be home, be present with my children. And so I want other people to experience that financial freedom, being able to plan for your future, but also just the community. I look at each one of your faces, and, a year and a half ago, I didn't know two of you. And then, Christy and I were just more acquaintances from far away. So it's an amazing gift to have a network of people that love you. They're praying for you. You've linked arms with them and you're on a mission together. So I just get excited about others being able to experience that. Thank you. Well, Severin, we want to know your story. I know you have an amazing, you've had amazing experience working in corporate America for 20 years. And so I love hearing your heart about what attracted you. You've been in corporate America. What attracted you to this business model? And and I guess not only what attracted you, but was it a hard decision to make?
Yeah, I really want to share that with you, and I want to answer that question. But before I do that, can I share my health journey with you too, Whitney?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to make it short because it's just such a great story, and I could tell it to you for hours. But 18 years ago, I was diagnosed with severe IBS, which the root cause of that is inflammation in the body. And I was in a very stressful sales job in corporate America, which is where we're going to go next. And it required travel most every week of the year. I had many, many doctor's visits, tests, debilitating symptoms. I need to tell you, these symptoms were happening in airports, in restaurants. I was taking clients to dinner. Oh, it was messy. And after all those doctor's visits, they finally diagnosed me and they put me on 3 daily medications. I was so concerned about putting those medications in my body, which I did for basically 12 years before someone shared with me a simple solution of just more whole food nutrition. She used the word flood your body with more fruits and vegetables. And I have to tell you, I was very skeptical, but she was someone I trusted, I loved. She was in a Bible study with me. And I decided to give it a try because I was desperate and I had been praying about a solution. So she told me that over time, my body would begin to heal. And my overtime was 6 months, Whitney. Can you believe that it only took 6 months for me to go off all of those medications? I cannot tell you how relieved I was. It was such a big answer to prayer that I knew I wanted to start sharing that with some of my family and friends. It would just be like, sharing an amazing restaurant or amazing hotel experience, but even better because this is my health. So I started looking for a way to reduce my stress. Again, I was in corporate America. And I realized that sharing this amazing, simple solution of concentrated fruits and vegetables in a capsule, who knew, right, was something I really enjoyed doing. And over time, I slowly let go of my full-time job and came down to part-time. And eventually now I share this concentrated nutrition on a daily basis. It is my full-time job and I love it. It is so purposeful. It also gives me a lot of time freedom. It gives me financial freedom. And I'm going to share a little bit more later because I think you have a question for me about how I'm able to give back more than I ever dreamed possible.
Yeah. Tell us, in your 50s, what excites you the most about this business opportunity?
Yeah, it is so exciting to give back more. And I know that sounds a little bit like, yeah, you're giving back more. What I'm realizing is that I get to share concentrated nutrition with families every day. And a big portion of that is able to go to a ministry that James and I have fallen in love with. It's an orphanage in Kenya, and they have HIV kids there. These kids are going to get concentrated, nutrient-dense foods into their body because God brought this business into my life. I just cannot tell you how that excites me. I want to shout from the rooftops. This is amazing. And so every day I get to share this with family and friends here, but I get to send money and provide solutions to these wonderful little orphans in Nairobi, Kenya, who have compromised immune systems.
Oh, I love hearing that. It's so exciting, and I'm excited just to see that continue to unfold in God's story for your life.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Severin.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, now I'm going to step in. My name is Christy Dixon, and I'm going to tell you that I am so privileged to be here with a new friend who's just below me in the square named Amy Hartley, who I literally did not know 3 months ago. And I love her heart. I love her kindness that just will come across so beautifully to you all on this recording. And Amy, I would love to hear your Juice Plus story and how you got connected to Juice Plus.
Thank you, Christy. And I am so thankful to know you and to know you guys. And it is just, we'll talk about that later, but one of the blessings that God has done in my life is to bring this community together. And I watched my mom struggle with several autoimmune conditions, and she eventually passed away from cancer 10 years ago. So I would say that wounded my little heart a lot. And it just made me very fearful about my future. I knew the statistics on things. And at that point, 3 years ago, we were a struggling family. I dreaded to see winter come because we would start getting sick in the early fall and go all the way to summer. And it was awful. Flu, walking pneumonia, secondary infections, stomach virus. It was awful. And it was just a miserable place because you get very isolated when your family's sick all the time. And so it was a struggle for me. I was taking Advil every day, which is awful, but I would literally stand in front of the medicine cabinet door and say, for the good of the household, tomorrow I'll stop. And just so that I would not be cranky and, grouchy with my kids because I was homeschooling at the time. And so I was praying for a solution. And what a lot of people didn't know is that we were drowning financially. My husband is a student pastor, worship pastor at a smaller church, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. And we were not being able to meet our needs every month. And so our debt was growing. And so I was praying. My dad loves me so much, and he had been introduced to Juice Plus. And he said, Amy, I think that you and the kids have to get on this right now for your health, because he had watched me struggle and he knew my background. But he was like, I think this may be an answer for your family's finances. And, I just prayed and I was, and as I saw what was happening in my family, I knew that other people needed this gift. And so I'm very passionate because my mom didn't know, I didn't know the connection of nutrition and disease. And so that fills my heart with so much passion to spread this. But also, I know that there's a lot of people out there like we were that were financial stress is a number one, cause of divorce. Thankfully, my husband loves me well and we were okay, but it was definitely heavy on our hearts and in our home. And so to be able to contribute significantly to our income and to start to see freedom, we're still working our way out of debt, but we took our whole entire family to Disney, six of us to Disney. And I thought I would have adult children before I got to go to Disney. And so we're able to roll with crises or inconveniences instead of them being crises. And it's just changed our life. And so I'm very, very excited and very passionate to help other people. And I know that these are two needs that we have. And I feel like, we have the answer for their soul, Jesus. And then we have the answer for two of the biggest physical needs that we have. And it's just been such an awesome privilege.
Thank you, Amy. Can you give me some examples of some tangible needs that this opportunity has met for your family?
Yes, I would love to. So, and I don't even know if I finished that. So I have the healthiest kids now. We rarely get sick. I love winter. Actually, I still would rather it to be sunny outside, but I'm not scared of winter anymore. And within time, my joint pain went away and all of those other symptoms that I was having cleared up. I had gastro issues and plantar fasciitis and all this stuff. And we would have thought we were healthy too. So it has definitely met our physical needs in that respect. But as far as financial needs, I would say that my first need was I knew that my family needed this. And so my first need was to get that covered because we couldn't afford it. And so then obviously I've already talked about our debt, and we were living at that time in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house with about 1,100 livable square feet with our family of 6. And now we were able to move into a larger home, almost twice the size, with 2 bathrooms. Yay. One day we'll add a few more. But and we have a guest bedroom, and it's just as far as financially, that's it. So our health and our finances, but community, I already mentioned. Losing my mom, I now have so many women that are able to speak into my life and to pray for me and to give me wisdom. And really, when things go wrong, I tend to turn to my Juice Plus family. I have some family and friends that I turn to too, but they are top on the list because I know that they are going to walk through that with me and celebrate life with me too. And then I would say the other one that it's hard to like which one is more, but personal growth. I desperately needed to grow as a person, just how to love people better, how to walk through adversity. And I cannot even put a price tag on what that has meant to me in my walk and my faith.
That's awesome. Okay, so another question for you. What does the Juice Plus business practically look like in your life on a day-to-day basis, being a mama?
Yes, and I was so glad that Whitney talked about this because it's good to see that you have kindred ways of doing things. I think, I love to be around people and to talk to people, and you almost cannot have a conversation without hearing a health concern or a financial concern. And so number one, just talking to people and listening, and then being a resource and a tool. I think Whitney said that. And so, and then I use nap time. I still have 2 at home, 2 at school. And so time blocking has been a really cool thing that I've learned, and just setting aside time. This business has helped me to become actually more organized and to use the time that God's given me in a better way. And so just reaching out to people and loving them where they're at, and just educating them and serving them and looking for ways to meet needs, I would say, and just having fun events where, we gather people together and share and love and grow together. So that's it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Christy. And I'm so excited that I get to interview you. Like you said, I can't believe that we didn't know each other just a few months ago. And I have learned so much from you already. And I'm so excited for the people that are watching this to hear your story. Can you share your health journey with us?
Absolutely. Well, my story goes back 23 years ago. My husband and I were newlyweds, And until you are living with someone, you don't know what their health habits are. You don't know what their health situation is like. And he was chronically inflamed. He was a former athlete, had chronic IBS, so much so that it really concerned me, just thinking like, well, what does his future look like? He was pale, and just never knew when, as Severin said, because she struggled with it as well, he just never knew when those attacks would happen. And that uncertainty will fuel a lot of your motivation to figure things out. So we started researching what to do. And I read every book on nutrition, health, diet that I could get my hands on. And every single thing that I read pointed back to fruits and vegetables. Well, what was the number one thing that he hated to eat? Fruits and vegetables. So I knew I was a goner. I was going to have to figure something out pretty quick. And then a trusted friend shared Juice Plus with me, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that it was a real thing. And we just said, well, it can't hurt. I mean, literally, that was my mindset going into it. It can't hurt. Well, it didn't hurt. It drastically helped. And his body started to heal from the inside out. He started gaining color back to his face. Everybody was asking us, what are you doing? What is he doing? He looks so healthy. He looks so different. What has changed? And I wish I could say that it was because I was making these awesome meals and he was eating so healthy, but it wasn't. It was literally those fruit and veggie capsules that he was consistently taking every day because he knew the alternative was to eat a pan full of broccoli because it had gotten to that point. So as he started to heal, people started to ask, what changes are you making? And Juice Plus was just fresh on the market. Like, it had only been on the market for about a year and a half. And I was like, oh, this fruits and vegetables and capsules. And people would be like, what? It was such a foreign concept then. So I found myself naturally just sharing with people because people were looking for solutions for their diet. And I kind of jokingly say I stumbled into this business, but it's been the most beautiful stumble. It has been, I've been with the company for 23 years. I was one of those distributors that signed an application to be a representative on the same day I ordered my product because I wanted to see what would happen if I could just share with a few family and friends to offset my cost. And I did, and we've moved 13 times all over the country, and my business has just transferred with me wherever we've moved. My customers have stayed with me wherever we have moved, and it's been a transition from what I thought was just to offset my cost. It's turned into something that's been very fulfilling for me from the standpoint of wanting to have my own business, being a professional. Like, it's helped fill in some financial gaps. We moved to support my husband's career, but along the way, there have been a lot of bumps. He's been downsized, we've been demoted, we've been laid off, and my Juice Plus business has helped fill in the gaps in some of those places. So that's my Juice Plus product and business story, and I'd love to answer any other questions you might have.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So tell me, what has this business done for you, both personally and professionally?
Well, I could go on for about an hour, but I'll give you the highlights. Personally, it has made me feel just to give you a shift of where I am age-wise, I am about at the age where women were just starting to go into professional careers like accounting and finance and and things like that that were more acceptable for women to be involved in. And that excited me as a young, college student, that I wanted to go into the world of finance because I love numbers. I loved interpreting numbers. And fast forward, when you realize that when you want to be a stay-at-home mama, yet you love finance, meshing those worlds doesn't really match. And what God gifted me was an opportunity to enjoy my skill set and use it in my business. So professionally, that's what it's done for me. Personally, I had such a heart to stay home with my kids. I wanted to be present in their lives, and I wanted to actually feel a sense of pride in owning something that was my own, and being challenged by sharing with my kids that there's a different way that you can look at owning a business and not have to be in corporate America and constantly stressed out. I can say with such joy and thankfulness in my heart that as my kids have grown and been very active in athletic endeavors, I think I've probably in 18 years maybe missed one or two things ever. So I'm just thankful for that.
That is awesome. What a privilege. Also, what do you love about having your own business?
Well, I think I touched on that just a little bit in answering that question, but another thing that I will add is I love being a part of a group of people that are all about helping people get healthy and all about helping people with their finances, and we get to support each other along the way. What an awesome thing that I get compensated for helping my team succeed. I mean, how incredible is that? I mean, that is so anti-corporate culture that we get to enjoy the blessing of helping our teammates succeed in this business. Is pretty awesome. Okay, so I hope that you all enjoyed hearing from Amy and Severin and Whitney and a little bit of my story. And just want to say, if you have any questions, if you have anything that triggered some thoughts in our conversation, please reach out to the person that invited you here to this event to hear our stories, to hear what's important to us and what we value and what we see beneficial in this company. We would love to talk to you more. Thank you.